Sometimes less is more with the bell. Today, we're going to talk about music. It's a great day to be alive. It's Memorial Day in the United States, and we are remembering those people who fought in wars and gave their lives for the defense of our country. So let's send a thoughtful shout out and prayer to those who are thinking about some of their military family members. My dad was in the Air Force. My uncle was in, who's in the, I don't know, my cousin was in the Navy. I forget what my uncle was. I forgot. Well, today's music. How are you?
Well, I refuse to answer. I I like how you wrote it in Trauma, in Drop and Roll novel. We're writing
Yes, yeah.
one of the lines went like, I refuse to answer. I thought I'm gonna use it in the future, and yeah, I will use it whenever it's possible. I'm more or less
Yeah.
okay. I just Memorial Day. I thought, why would the banks in the United States that day off apparently because that's the official holiday. Gotta be on the start of the season. I mean the summer. Is that right?
Well, it's a national holiday. It's a federal holiday. So banks and offices, many businesses are closed. There will be grocery stores open and liquor stores open. Nothing stops them. Gas stations will be open. But it's just a day to actually stop and remember that we have a country that we live in, and every country has to have some military to kind of defend it. I mean, the Romans had a military, the Greeks, the French, the Germans, the Russians, the Poles, and you know, not that many people actually remember that it's what it's for. Most people say it's the beginning of summer. The swimming pools are open. Let's go barbecuing. Let's, you know, drink until we're unconscious. But yeah, music is a big part of Memorial Day. There's a lot of live music concerts and people playing uh, little informal gigs on patios. But if you see our cover shot, that's a child's guitar. And I especially like it because it is blue. You know, the back of it is blue. And I think there's a painting by Picasso done during his blue period where there's a guy playing a guitar, but I don't have that image in front of me. Well, what musical instruments do you enjoy listening to or playing?
Well, I like guitar very much, especially if the music is, especially if there is a melody. There's beautiful poems, or maybe not, they're not called poems, but compositions, and I can listen them forever because of the music, because of the melody. It's a very important part for me to have a
Well,
melody.
well, the word lyrical ballad,
Yeah.
Ballad, means telling a story. So some songs tell a story. A lot of folk music, has songs like Woody Guthrie's "This Land Is Your Land, This Land Is My Land." It tells a story. So the Lyre, wire, is often attributed to David, who is a figure in the Bible, and he strummed upon his musical instrument playing songs for the Lord. So a song that I really like that is sung by K.D. Lang, it was written by Leonard Cohen. It's called Hallelujah, Hallelujah. And it's quite a fabulous song, and I love the way she sings it. I like songs that have stories and that have a melody that kind of get stuck in your head. Have you ever heard the term earworm?
I do now, but no,
You're
not
hearing it.
really. Can you expand on that?
Well, sometimes you'll just be walking around and there'll be a song that jumps in your head, or you'll be like at the grocery store and just suddenly a song comes into your head. It just keeps coming into your head. So an earworm is a melody, I suppose, that unconsciously surfaces and you just start humming it or thinking it. Like it's not like you're going online and on Spotify or something and saying, I want to hear a song by Leonard Cohen. But an earworm is just a song that keeps popping up in your head, and your unconscious is sort of playing it.
So it's a metaphor, because I thought it's like, I don't know, how do you protect your ears from the cold, for instance? I thought that's weather conditions.
An earworm. Just
but apparently it signifies the music that all of a sudden comes into your head and keeps playing in your mind, and you can't get rid of it.
Exactly.
And it's playing. It's like schizophrenia light, I guess. I'm having this now and then.
You're having schizophrenia
actually
right now?
this afternoon. I have this music that plays in my mind. I mean, not right now, but 5 minutes ago I had it from a childish movie, from a movie I watched it in my childhood. Do you know Pinocchio? Pinocchio is an Italian doll, I guess.
I love Pinocchio. I love that movie. I'm also a famous liar, L-I-A-R. People know me as a storyteller. And I don't call it a lie. I call it an extended truth. But yeah, Pinocchio is I like Pinocchio. And I think he was made by Geppetto. It was like
Joseph, or maybe Giuseppe.
Yeah. What's the story of Pinocchio? I kind of forgot it.
Oh, he made. I guess he wanted to have a child, but he never had. So he had this doll he made out of wood, and somehow it got alive. It's sort of a Thomas Sawyer or Huckleberry Finn type of adventures. And in the Soviet Union, when I was born and raised, there was a adaptation, Russian adaptation of that story, and the movie was superior, and the music is even better. That's what I have mentioned it that moment ago, because the music from that movie just kept playing in my mind. I didn't know. I don't know why. It just came out of nowhere. Have you had anything like that before?
Well, yes. I would say, first of all, as a therapist, if we're sort of informal therapists, that's something that the unconscious sends to you, you should maybe take a look at. Like, what is there? You don't have to answer, but what is there that's going on in your life right now that you could benefit from that little memory? Maybe a sense of safety.
Do you know how to stop it?
How to stop it?
Yeah.
Yes, I know how to stop it. I recommend sex, drugs, and rock and roll. No. Queen of rock.
You already know. No one's inviting me to sex parties, so it's not an option.
I know we've already made a notice to our subscribers if anyone would like to host a sex party. Lots of them going on in Dallas. Maybe you should take a plane.
Should be another way to stop having music playing in my mind. I don't know.
Okay, I'm telling you. Okay, first of all, Tina Turner just passed away at the age of 83.
Oh, yeah.
And one of her songs that I really, really like is What's Love Got to Do with It and Private Dancer. So I've been seeing...
Can you give me the beat? Can you just give me a short version, just a melody? If
I'm not supposed to be. Yeah, I'm not. Okay. You know the song What's Love Got to Do? I'm not shy.
I may know it, but okay.
You know that song?
I do.
Okay.
You to.
I know you always want me to sing. I'm not a singer. People always want me to sing. When I go different places, people say, "Oh, why don't you sing?" I go, "I don't sing. I dance." But what's love got to do with it? It's just a secondhand emotion. It's not the first emotion. Love is a secondary consideration. And I love this song, Private Dancer, which is about how women use their bodies to entertain men. And throughout history, and through many, many cultures, women have used their bodies to entertain men. And, sometimes I feel like it's a man's world, but, why hate on men? Like they're part of the human race. I feel like there's a lot of a lot of anger towards men, and there's a lot of demonstrations against men. And I like men. I like all kinds of men. Dallas is full of hilarious, fun men.
Yeah, I like women. I even married one. But hey, do you wanna? I gotta tell you, because when I asked you how to stop it, I already had a solution in my mind. I never tried it because it takes, I mean, it takes brain power, which I don't have. But I still have read it about it. Do you want to know what it is?
Sleeping at the wrong end of the bed.
No. Why would I say that? I mean, who do you take
That's
me
one of your
for?
that's one of your solutions. I would also suggest putting your hands on the stove for like burning your hands. That'll.
No. What kind of solutions are they? I mean, mine
No, I'm
is much
telling you.
more
No, it's called
wholesome.
shock therapy. Okay, just get some boiling water, not completely boiling, but really warm water, and put your hands in, or stand in a super cold shower. Just stand in a
Oh,
cold
I
shower
don't
where
like
it's
that.
too cold.
No, it's awful what you're saying. Cold shower? I mean, come on, man.
But don't you
Listen,
want to
I have, what?
don't you want to get rid of your earworm?
Yeah, I want
I don't
to,
know.
but there is a wholesome solution, more wholesome, shall we say?
Tell me.
So if yeah, do you want me to tell you? Can I say it?
Sure.
Yeah. So apparently, metaphysically, I mean, the music keeps playing like it's stuck in your mind, in your head, and you can't get rid out of it because your brain what's the difference between brain and mind? Anyway, because your
Okay, wait a minute,
brain.
wait a minute. We have to answer the questions. The brain
Okay.
is a physical organ. The mind is a metaphysical entity. One is
So
physical and
when your
one is
music gets
non-physical.
stuck, where is it stuck? Is it in your brain or in your mind?
No, it's not in your brain. You can't get a knife and go in there and cut it out. It is unconscious. So looking at the unconscious roots of that. No, I mean, there's this one song by I don't know. This is one song that's been in my mind a lot. It just keeps playing and playing and playing. And what I decided to do is just let it have its run. I have it on a CD. I play it in my car. I listen to it before I go to sleep. I've decided to go ahead and give in and let the earworm work itself out. Like, just if that's the song I need to hear or that my spirit or soul needs to hear, I'm just going to let it play.
Yeah, but sometimes it becomes unbearable. I mean, you don't want this music playing in your mind or be stuck in there. So there is a solution. I've never tried it because again that takes brain power or mind power anyway. Because subconsciously your body wants to. I mean, it plays over and over that part. Usually it's just 4 lines, I guess, 4 or 5. It's really small part of the phone.
Wait,
And because you're
I'm trying to find this song. I'm trying to find this song.
I thought you had guessed over.
No, wait a minute.
Because I
I
have
was trying
the
to find this
man
song, and
speaking.
there's
I
an
thought, wow,
advertisement
we've
about
got. I thought we've got
there's,
visitors.
there was an advertisement about hearing loss, but this is a song by K.D. Lang performing Hallelujah.
We don't have any copyright strike for it, don't we?
And that's why we're not playing the whole song. I'm just accidentally opened my computer. So the song Hallelujah is from a psalm, Psalm. So it's like in the Bible.
Exactly.
So we can't get in touch
Yeah.
with, the writers of the Bible and get like copyright. But I'm just saying that's a song that has been playing in my mind. But now I have turned off the visitors are quietly just resting on my laptop. But when I opened up the laptop, you were talking about hearing and earworms. There was an ad that just like assaulted me. It said, "Are you experiencing hearing loss?" This
Big
guy
Brother
just
is watching.
shouting at me. Okay,
Yeah.
now it's quiet.
So listen, just you said that was a part of the phone because of the copyright rights and all. Same with your brain. So there is a part of the phone that keeps playing, but because your mind or your brain is trying to complete it, so you have to get a closure by playing the song in your head from start to finish. I mean, is it
Ah,
even possible? I've never tried that, but you have to know all the lines in order to achieve that.
well, a lot
I'll
of
try
people.
it next time.
a lot of people go to karaoke. It's very popular in Dallas and Houston, Portland, Brooklyn, just everywhere. People will go to a club or a bar, or a restaurant, get some food, maybe a few drinks, and then there's a stage with a microphone and a little karaoke machine that will play the words to the song. So there's usually like a host, a DJ guy sitting there with the little machine, and then there's a bowl or like some bowl. Like suppose I want to sing Thug Mansion. So I write on the song, I write on a little piece of paper, Thug Mansion. And then I write down my name, Patricia or Natasha. Then the guy who's in charge of it, he just randomly draws out the names of the people. And let's suppose you are Roman and you wrote down that you want to sing a song. What song would you like to sing in an imaginary world?
Let me see. I really love what's the name? I really love the song Bonnie Tyler, I guess, had it like in '90s. Sang it. What's the title?
Bonnie Tyler, Tyler.
Yeah. What was Eclipse of the Heart? You ever?
Oh yeah, Total Eclipse. Yeah, Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Especially at the beginning, it's like a ballad, I guess, but somehow it has this magic that attracts me, and that would I think I would have if I ever in a karaoke bar I would have sung the song.
So you would write down your name and you would write that song down, and then at this one place I go to, there's a lot of people that come by Wednesday night for karaoke, and some of them are opera singers, some of them are local musicians, some of them are just random people that are drunk that want to try to sing a song. But the DJ on the night would pull from the little bucket or jar the name of the next person. So let's suppose they would say, okay, Roman, come on down. Let's hear you sing Total Eclipse of the Heart. So the two people that you came into the bar with would clap. And then you go up there and you take the microphone, and then the DJ hits the karaoke machine with a few beats to help you get the tune right, and then you just start singing it. And
hey, what about they don't like me? Would I get bum or what's that like?
Oh no. There's some people that they just don't get the key right, but we just endure listening to them. And then they always let the person finish their song, and then they get off the stage and crawl back to their table. Or sometimes people come up to people and say, "Man, that was so great! Can I buy you a beer?" And someone might buy you a beer. A song I like. Another song I like. I think it was written by Bob Dylan, but it's actually sung by Jimi Hendrix. All Along the Watchtower.
Can you give me the beat again? Because it sounds familiar.
You know that song. You told me a couple years ago you were going to put it as your ringtone.
Yeah,
you have such a bad memory.
I need to. Okay.
You have such a bad memory. You need to go to therapy.
I do. I know. So, is there any karaoke bar near you?
Yes, they're all over.
Oh yeah, it was a whole new thing for us.
Okay, here it is. Just a minute.
We stayed in the room.
Oh, I know that song. That's one of my favorites. I know that song. That's from Forrest Gump movie.
Yeah, that's Hendrix singing.
I love that.
It's such a good song. I don't know why the beat is so good, and sometimes I'm not in the classroom anymore. I'm doing selling art and writing and stuff like that. But sometimes, let's suppose I wasn't in the mood to go to work. I have a Jimi Hendrix CD. That CD, and I also have an earworm all along the watchtower. But I can remember putting on that CD. I wasn't in the mood to go to work. Maybe I had an 11 o'clock class I had to teach that was particularly challenging. So I do is just put that CD in there and I just listened to it on the way to work. It just kind of I guess they say pumps you up. It makes you feel like I can do this. Like my life is so amazing. I'm going to go teach this class. It's going to be amazing. Right? Isn't that how you feel going to
Absolutely.
work?
Absolutely. I love listening to music. You know, I have a sort of Spotify subscription. It's full of all kinds of tracks. I don't know, millions, I guess. I can't say you what are my favorites.
Well, Petroma Therapy is on Spotify, and I would
Is
like
it?
to alert or point our listeners to. Isn't it on Spotify? No, it's not on Spotify. What is it on? What are the other things that we're on? Yeah,
It is on
it's a pink.
Spotify.
Okay, it's a pink cover, and it just says Petroma Therapy. And yeah, some musicians record and put it up on SoundCloud, and then some people put it up on Spotify. But well, let's talk about a few other musical instruments. When I was young, I knew that I played the acoustic guitar. Everyone in my family plays the guitar. Everyone. We're like guitar addicts. I have a first cousin, well, musical people. I have a first cousin who had a blue and white Fender Stratocaster. I have another cousin who played the cajon. It's like a box you sit on and you drum. I have a daughter that plays the piano. I have a niece that is in a band. She's a young lady in San Antonio who's in a band. She's a singer and plays the guitar. One of my brothers plays the guitar. But I remember that I used to play the guitar when I was younger, and I was flipping through some old pictures, and I knew that I played the guitar, but as I've mentioned before, I lived in Frankfurt, Germany, because my dad was military, and I was sorting through all these old pictures, and I found this picture of my sister and I. I guess I'm maybe 17 and my sister's 15, and it's Christmas, and we're sitting in this room, and we have our guitars for Christmas presents.
Oh,
And I looked at the guitar, I looked at the picture closely. My sister has a regular 6-string guitar. I had a 12-string. I played a 12-string guitar.
12
That
string
I am,
guitar. I didn't know such thing exists.
yeah, the 12-string is really, really, it has a fabulous sound. Well, you know what like a slide guitar is? It's flat and you play it with a
Hmm.
bottle neck on your finger. You just slide it back and forth.
No, I
Do you know what
never seen 12-string guitar.
you've never seen it?
I never even heard that about it. I didn't know it's
Well,
possible.
it's so beautiful. It's beautiful to play a 12-string. So I taught myself. Well, I don't know. My parents had musicians over to the house as I was growing up, so I was always surrounded by musicians, and I follow a lot of musicians here in Dallas. But I was telling that story to one of our subscribers. What's Shakin' Bacon? His name is Jared. He's a drummer for Ryan Berg, and also Nick Snyder is a bass player. And I go, oh my God, I can't believe that I used to play guitar. And they just looked at me and they said, of course you did. Of course you did. So they didn't have any doubt that I wasn't talented. It's only, I'm the only one who doesn't think I'm talented. Do you have that problem?
You've mentioned guitars, electric guitar, and also drums. I mean, I have many problems, but here's the thing I want to say first. Acoustic guitars, when I was a child, I had one, never learned to play, but still I love to listen, especially if there's a melody, as I said. Acoustic guitars, for no reason, scared me. Not acoustic, sorry, electric. I don't know why, but I'm subconsciously scared of electric guitars. I don't know how to
Okay.
explain that, but I feel the bad vibes. I mean, not bad vibes, but something repellent. Is that how you say?
No,
Also,
I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, you know, I know this may not seem related, but it is, and we are in therapy. Like, I've always thought about how would not like to die, and I have this irrational fear of electricity, and I never take baths. I always take showers. I'm not a bath person, but Thomas Merton, who was a writer and he became a monk New York City. Anyhow, he gave all these lectures, kind of, around the time of Alan Watts and all that. Thomas Merton, Merton. He was giving lectures in the Far East, and he was taking a bath and touched an electric fan. So I'm actually kind of afraid of electricity. I have an irrational fear of electricity, but I do like acoustic guitars, and I like to listen to electric guitars. I mean, I love Santana and Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, all those guys.
Yeah, and another thing, you mentioned drums. I think I would have made a great drummer, but I've never practiced. I just subconsciously think if I've been given these sticks, or how they call, the sticks they use, I would have made a great drummer. I just subconsciously know I would. But I've, again, never practiced. It's like, that you'd be good riding horses, for instance, but you don't have a horse, you have a car. But you know that if there is a horse around, it wouldn't be a problem to mount one and give it a ride. Same with
But
me.
you can go on these vacations. This could be a way for you to get invited to sex parties. You just look up. I'm telling you, you could go on vacation for like a 2-day weekend someplace where they ride horses. They're actually.
What's the sex party? I mean, you mentioned sex party. How?
No, what I'm saying, we're always joking around that you never get invited to any interesting parties.
I'm not joking.
Okay, well, anyhow.
What
I'm saying is
do you think it's funny? Because I'm not laughing.
Okay, I'm just trying to tell you about riding a horse. You can look up just weekend vacations, getaway vacations. Yeah. So let's suppose you want to get away by yourself to a yoga retreat. You go away for 3 days and you're with a bunch of people doing yoga. You could do a getaway to ride horses. Like, let's suppose you want to do rappelling, like hooking onto a wire and like sliding into an abyss. You can go to rappelling weekends. So you don't have to have the horse. Like, there's a lot of horses in Texas, and I'm sure there's some horses where you are, but you could just go away for a weekend and experience, riding a horse. Or let's suppose
it's like yoga retreat with the electric guitar, horses, and drums. How does sound?
Yeah, that sounds like crazy.
Like not yoga. That sounds like not yoga at all.
No. There's different kinds of yoga. Like there's hot yoga where you're supposed to sweat, and then there's also yoga that to bells or it's called qigong. They'll ring a bell over your chakras. You lay on a mat, and then some guy comes up along and rings bells over your solar plexus and your third eye. Like we're living in a time when there's so much stuff available. It's mind-boggling to try to figure out what to do. And I think one of the things that I sometimes find I'm faced with is what I just call like decision paralysis. Like, what should I do?
Paralysis of analysis.
Yes, exactly. I was listening to this, these musicians play, they were playing on an acoustic night, Tuesday night at this place called The Goat. Ryan Berg, Mayo Valdez, and Nick Snyder were hosting acoustic night. So Tuesday night is not a night that most people go out to at bars or clubs, but people in Dallas support music and art. So I just stopped by, about 9:30 and listened to a few of their songs. And then they asked if anyone else would like to come up on stage. And this one guy, this little skinny guy, got up on stage, and oh my God, he was so good. He was playing in the style of Mississippi John Hurt, Hurt. And I thought, this guy's amazing. So I listened to a little bit of his singing, and then I went off to the bathroom to, fix my hair or something like that. When I came back out, he was not on the stage anymore. The regular musicians were sitting there. I just went up to him. I said, oh my God, you're like so good. Do you know the Ballad of Stagger Lee? He goes, not that many people know Stagger Lee. Yeah, I'm in the tradition of Mississippi John Hurt. So I don't know. I just wanted to tell you that.
No, that's okay. Well, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that maybe I didn't have time to practice my drummer skills, but still, I mean, I mentioned to you already that I maybe start, trying to start being a musician or a songwriter. It's even easier because I don't have, I mean, music school is almost never worth it, I think. But maybe I'm wrong again.
Well, you can also drum on the table, like some people when they're bored or
They're
annoyed,
nervous.
they'll drum on the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah,
they'll
to
just be
play, I
drumming.
play on the nerves of whoever it is in my surroundings.
Well,
I don't-
here's I
I'm
hear
interested
you.
in becoming a musician. Yeah. Now,
I think you should go for it, and I think there are any number of our subscribers that are musicians. This is just a tiny bit of "Staggerly" by Mississippi John Hurt. It's also been played 1969 by Taj Mahal. Like it's just such a great song. So this is like the ballad of Staggerly. I wonder if my computer would play it, or if I'm going to get another. Do you have hearing loss?
hearing loss, yeah. Or if you don't have, I mean, if your voice is, I mean, not yours, I'm speaking metaphorically, like my voice is horrendous, okay, or unpleasant. How can I be a songwriter if I can't sing?
Was a desperator.
What?
And you know, Stagger Lee, him and his partners robbed the coal mine one time. Get me right.
So he's just talking about Staggerly and his buddies robbed a coal mine. So he's starting to tell a story.
And Stagger Lee's partner knocked his head off with a bullet.
So it's just a story. You know, the way Mississippi John Hurt plays it is very, very slow, so you can hear all the words of the song. But tell me again about how you annoy people by drumming. Oh my God, Jimi Hendrix is back. I have to turn all this off. I have to turn this off. Jimi Hendrix is back. I'm turning my computer off. Oh my gosh.